Daytime Chicago is sponsored by Gateway Foundation.
You know, the summer sun comes with more outdoor events, from pool parties to backyard barbecues, concerts and street fests. Quite often, these outings, alcohol is served, which can be triggering from those battling addiction. Gateway Foundation offers tips to enjoy a sober summer.
Well, a lot of the summertime activities, right, are people associate them with drinking, right? So it is difficult for people to kind of make that transition, right? Like you talk about going to the lake or to a baseball game, and people make those memories of that requires me to drink with my friends, right? So it is hard to get through to people that some of those activities, they don't have to be centered around drinking, right? We can go back to hanging out with people that are supportive of us not drinking and do some of those similar things.
So you yourself went through recovery. How did you do that in the first few months of your sobriety? How did you go to events like barbecues and baseball games and stuff like that and make it through?
One of the crucial things is to have a plan, right? Go with somebody who's supportive, have a phone number on speed dial, make sure that if you get to a point where you're triggered or feeling a craving, you have an exit plan. So don't necessarily be a passenger in a vehicle that you can't leave because it becomes too uncomfortable, right? You should be able to leave on your own free will. So early on, you know, some of those events and activities are a little stressful. So knowing what the environment is and what you can do to kind of like mitigate some of those more troublesome things is very crucial in establishing a pattern of going to events that might trigger you in the future.
What do you say to somebody who's thinking, I might need to be in recovery, but I'm not going to do it yet because of the time of year it is?
So every time of year, right? We have at Gateway, we have people expressing this thing, right? So in the summer, it's going to a baseball game or going to the lake. In the fall, it's tailgating or going camping. In the winter, it's isolation or the holidays. So when talking to clients at Gateway, it's like there's never a opportune time to do it, right? We just have to make the decision to do these things. You know, like you go to gatewayfoundation.org and check out the website and start getting like a cursory view of what recovery looks like. It looks different for everybody, even if it's not you or a family member. Just being educated on that, I think having people in your life that understand recovery, I think is important as well.
I would imagine you guys, we're kind of post-pandemic now. People are going back to the office more than they did before. Are you seeing things getting busier? Is it getting better? Because we know a lot of people turned to drugs and alcohol during the pandemic. Yeah,
so I think a lot of people did kind of like have like a more of like a managed use of alcohol before the pandemic, right? Where they would wait till happy hour or whatever, and then working remotely, you started drinking earlier and earlier and more, and the disease of addiction is progressive, right? So like over that time frame, it got worse. So yeah, we've served just as many people as we did before, and trying to figure out where we land post COVID. You know, like we feel like there's going to be more people seeking treatment.
Maybe realizing where they are in the situation. What do you do if you're a family member, friend, or loved one of somebody who you think needs treatment?
There's a fine line between enabling and supporting, right? In my personal story, right, I found a family member that was willing to help me, but set up very healthy boundaries. Like I wasn't, you know, I said I didn't want to have access to money. I didn't have access to money, right? So she was there to support me and say, I love you and I'm going to, you know, be here for you, but I'm not going to just like let you off the hook. I need you to be accountable. And working with my counselor at the time and kind of setting up a plan for all of us together to kind of move forward with that was fundamental in establishing my foundation in recovery.
It really sounds like also you need to have a professional in your corner who knows what recovery looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. So there was time, you know, in my personal story, I relapsed multiple times and went back and forth to treatment and criminal justice issues, and finally I got to a point where I surrendered, and I went to my counselor at the time and I was like, I give up. Just tell me what to do. I'll listen to the professionals now, right? Because he kept saying, you know, your best thinking got you here and it's not working, so let's try something else. So I finally, you know, I threw in the towel and said, okay, we'll give it another try.
So how can people get help through Gateway?
They can either go to the website, gatewayfoundation.org, or call. We have a 24-hour hotline at 855-925-GATE, and just start that conversation with somebody at Gateway, either if it's yourself that's seeking treatment or somebody that you care about that you think might need treatment. That's a good place to start.
All right, so if you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, you can reach out to Gateway Foundation. The information is there on your screen.